Welcome, crypto fam. Pod episode number 1128. Let's go. In today's show, the Bitcoin price targets a stretch to $19,000 as Bitcoin price jumps 4% from the daily lows. I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis. Also in today's show, Coinbase takes shots at Tether. That's right, shots fired, encouraging users to switch over to USDC. Coinbase's request comes just a couple of months after Binance sees support for USDC. Also in today's show, the FTX drama continues as bankman-fried and Suzu trade blows over an alleged media control. That's right, Suzu, one of the co-founders of the collapsed crypto hedge fund, Three Arrows Capital, is firing shots at SBF over alleged media influence, control, and deflection of the hard questions. Also in today's show, most of crypto should be regulated as securities following the FTX crash, said ICE's CEO. That's right, Jeffrey Sprecher believes that regulators should impose stricter rules on the crypto industry, while the majority of coins should be viewed as securities. We'll be discussing this. Also in today's show, on-chain analyst Willy Woo says one catalyst will draw high net worth investors into crypto. That's right, the leading on-chain analyst expresses confidence that the collapse of the FTX exchange won't dissuade traditional financial investors from putting their money into Bitcoin and other digital assets. Also in today's show, billionaire venture capitalist Tim Draper says Bitcoin will make El Salvador one of the richest nations on earth. Let's go. Quoting him here from a recent interview, there are only one or two countries in the world who have started to do that, and they are going to go from the poorest to probably some of the wealthiest countries in the world over the next 40 years because they have done it. El Salvador and the Central African Republic, and then Malta, of course, is going to benefit big. Switzerland is benefiting big because they are making Bitcoin a part of their economy. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market, all this plus so much more in today's show. Welcome, everyone. Today is December 9th, 2022, and this is pod number 1128, and I am your host, JV. Naturally, there's lots to discuss and cover, so let's dive right in, taking a look at Coin360. As you can see, we're seeing a little bit of pumpage in the entire crypto market, with Bitcoin up 1.25%, trading just above $17,100, while Ethereum is up about 2%, trading just under $1,300. Binance Coin up 0.5%, and as you can see, Polkadot, Solana, Avalanche, Doge, and Litecoin all pumping in the green, while XRP and Atom are correcting and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, you can see the latest market cap sitting at $856 billion, with $40 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and the Bitcoin dominance at 38.5%, with the Ether dominance at 18.2%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, we got Chain XCN leading the pack, up 6%, trading at just under 4 cents, followed by the Graph up 6%, trading at 6.6 cents, followed by EOS up 6%, trading at $1.05. And below that, we have Dash, Compound, and Clayton. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers for the past week, surprising and ironic, we have FTT, the native token of FTX, up a whopping 23% for the week. Why is it even still trading above $1 is beyond me. Now, SNX is up about 12% and AXS up 15.1%. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, you can see we're currently rated at 25, back in extreme fear. Yesterday at 29, last week at 27, and last month a 31 in fear. So there you have it. Welcome everyone tuning in to today's live show. Let's next dive into our Bitcoin technical analysis and check out the charts on what's popping for the King Crypto. Bitcoin stayed higher after a $17,000 liquidity grab December 9th as traders targeted further upside, which you can see here in the Bitcoin 1-hour candle chart. Now, data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed Bitcoin cooling volatility once more after hitting 17,300 on Bitstamp. Now, the Bitcoin/USD pair begun by taking liquidity at the December 8th Wall Street Open, this snowballing to see the challenging the 1-month highs from December 5th. And for those already betting on upward continuation, the move came as a little surprise, with the coast still clear to add the gains. Quoting crypto analyst Credible Crypto here on crypto Twitter, nice. Lows cleaned up, and as if on cue, Binance apes showing up to support the mid-16,000s, maybe one more push into 16.4 to 16.5, and then expecting a reversal back up and continuation to $18,000 to $19,000 targets. Check the pinned tweet for a video update that covers all of this in more depth. So there you have it. In a previous tweet from December 7th, explained the rationale with invalidation set at the 16,000 support, quoting him here, lows cleaned up as if on cue. Well, that's actually what I just read for you. And for fellow trader Cheds, meanwhile, odd potential continuation of volatility with Bitcoin tagging the upper Bollinger Band on the 4-hour timeframes. That's right. As of this recording, the 4-hour candles remain near the upper band, with bolts still expanding in a classic prelude to increased volatility, which you can see in this chart. And quoting Mikalba Napop, expecting continuation for Bitcoin as long as we stay above 17,000. Lo and behold, we're just above 17,000 at the time of this recording. Now let's discuss liquidations fueling the Bitcoin price run up. That's right. Further analysis of overnight Bitcoin price action highlighted increased liquidations of short positions in a sign of the extent at which market participants assume further downside would enter. Short liquidations on Bitcoin totaled $7 million in a single hour, December 8th, according to data from CoinGlass, and altcoin short liquidations added another $11 million to the tally. Quoting the On-Chain College, liquidations have been relatively small since early November crash, but short liquidations help fuel that recent move. So there you have it. Let me know if you are long-term or short-term, bullish or bearish on the King Crypto. Holla at your boy in the comments. Where do you feel Bitcoin is likely to close for this year? We're already in December. We got another 3 weeks before we head into 2023. Where do you feel the Bitcoin price action is likely to be at when we close this month of November and this year of 2022? Let me know your prediction in the comments right down below. And now let's discuss our next story of the day. Interestingly enough, Coinbase has been taking shots back and forth against Binance, obviously some of the top exchanges in the world. And this is in regards to USDT versus USDC, which has been extremely controversial to say the least. So let's discuss this, shall we? Here we go. Coinbase versus USDC. United States-based crypto exchange Coinbase has asked its customers to convert their Tether-issued USDT stablecoin to USD Coin, a USD-pegged stablecoin issued by Circle and co-founded by Coinbase in 2018. The crypto exchange suggested USDC is a much more secure alternative in the wake of the FTX collapse, and also exempted any fee on the conversion of USDT to USDC on its platform. Here's what they shared. We believe that the USD coin, USDC, is a trusted and reputable stablecoin, so we're making it more frictionless to switch. Starting today, we are waiving fees for global retail customers to convert USDT to USDC. Now, which stablecoin do you prefer if you were to use one? Is it USDT or USDC? Let me know in the comments below. Stablecoins started out as an onboarding tool for the crypto exchanges in the early days of crypto, but today they have become a key market player and liquidity source. However, there has always been some form of scrutiny around their reserves backing these stablecoins, as a stablecoin by definition must be backed by one USD or its equivalent. The reverse debate intensified in the aftermath of the FTX collapse, as many firms with exposure to the tainted exchange and its sister company, Alameda Research, went bankrupt. There was another allegation about Binance CEO CZ trading barbs with former FTX CEO SBF and accusing him of trying to depeg USDT, as pointed out here by David Bellany. Post-strike FTX scoop, just before the bankruptcy, CZ accused SBF of trying to drive down the price of Tether. They traded barbs in a group chat with other crypto execs. The more damage you do now, the more jail time, said CZ. Now, Tether published its latest quarterly attestation on November 10th, just a day before the exchange filed for bankruptcy. The report noted 82% of the Tether reserves are held in cash, cash equivalents, and other short-term deposits as of September 30th, 2022. And Coinbase also stressed that USDC is 100% backed by cash and short-dated U.S. treasuries held in U.S. regulated financial institutions and is always redeemable 1-for-1 for U.S. dollars. And apart from the debate over reserve audits, there is a growing stable coin war amongst crypto exchanges as well. Coinbase's request to convert USDT to USDC comes a couple of months after Binance, another global player, the #1 crypto exchange in the world, cut support for USDC, leading to a drop of $3 billion in its market cap of the Coinbase co-founded stablecoin. Now, Tether issued USDT is the largest stablecoin by market share with a market cap of $65 billion. USDC currently sits at $42 billion market cap, but has rapidly eaten into the USDC USDT market share. Now, Binance's stablecoin BUSD currently has a market cap of $22 billion. Tether didn't respond for comments at press time, but there you have it. How many of you actually trust Tether/USDT? I know there is a lot of drama saying that they don't really have the reserves. It's a mystery. There is an ongoing investigations. All I know is this: I would not be holding, as a crypto enthusiast, I would not be holding all my crypto in a stablecoin. You saw what happened to the Terra Luna stablecoin, USD. I forget the name on that one, but that one went under. That one was backed by actual Bitcoin, and a lot of people believed in it at the time. If we could rewind a year ago, like, people were bullish as all hell on that coin, and it crashed and virtually went to zero. That's why I think holding your crypto in Bitcoin is the safest bet, the safest and fastest horse in the race. But hey, that's just me. Let me know, what do you prefer, USDT or USDC? Holla at your boy in the comments, and later we'll do some live Q&A and discuss it. Now let's dive into our next story of the day as the FTX saga continues, and you can't make this stuff up, folks. Xu Zhu, one of the co-founders of collapsed crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital, fires shots at scam bankman-fried over alleged media influence, control, and deflection of the hard questions. SBF admitted he made a lot of mistakes this year, but categorically denied any of the above. Now, Xu Zhu took it to Twitter earlier today, expressed some of his thoughts on why he chose to become more active on social media following the FTX meltdown and not before. He said they were hunted since his interview for Bloomberg back in July. He went on to imply that SBF has some sort of control over the media, saying the following: there were a couple of long-form articles in August that got squashed at major publications. BC editors feared losses of access to SBF. Not only were such things not reported, many publications were still busy debating if he was the JP Morgan or Vanderbilt of crypto, or better yet, I heard someone call him the Michael Jordan of crypto. Xu argued at the time, my own advisors didn't want me to say the truth because it would be bad optics and seen as deflected. And replying to this a few hours later was the one and only SBF himself, who denied implications but admitted to making a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes this year, but this wasn't one of them. There is no evidence because it didn't happen. Please focus on your own house. And this is coming directly from SBF. As you can see, he tweeted December 9th at 4:13 a.m. Hey, what are you doing up at 4:13 a.m.? Bankman-fried. Crazy, to say the least, but there you have it. The saga will continue to unfold, and I'll be keeping you posted with the latest as it unfolds, which leads us to our next story of the day. Let's discuss some securities, shall we? As we know, currently, Bitcoin is the only crypto to be deemed a commodity by the CFTC and the SEC. It seems it has the green light, but we cannot say the same right now for any other major crypto, including Ethereum. So here's some interesting thoughts on this. Is coming from ICE's CEO, Jeffrey Sprecher, CEO of Intercontinental Exchange, ICE. He said watchdogs should regulate most cryptos as securities. Gary Gensler, chairman of the SEC, also classified the majority of digital assets as securities, meaning they should fall under his agency's jurisdiction. That's right. Sprecher thinks that the FTX collapse has shown that most cryptos should be classified as securities, or in other words, fall in the same category as stocks, bonds, shares, and ETFs. And according to The American, this could bring more transparency into the crypto industry and separate the platform from the brokers. Quoting him here, what does that mean? It means more transparency. It means segregated client funds. The role of the broker as a broker-dealer will be overseeing, and the exchanges will be separated from the brokers. The settlement and the clearing will be separated from the exchanges. Now, numerous people have criticized the crypto sector for its volatility and lack of rules. Sprecher says that existing laws in this space, but they're not stringent enough. And U.S. SEC Chairman Gensler had previously argued that all cryptos except Bitcoin should be labeled securities. Thus, the commission could take full responsibility for regulating the asset class. Another coin that Gensler viewed as a commodity was Ether. However, Ethereum's transition from proof of work consensus from a proof of stake prompted his change of heart. Go figure. And until last week, the chairman of the CFTC, Rostin, viewed Bitcoin and Ether as commodities, meaning they should be subject to the same regulations as oil, natural gas, and precious metals. He changed his mind at the beginning of December. just like that, saying only the primary crypto should classify as a commodity. That's right, Bitcoin is the only one currently with the green light, so do note that. The recent FTX crisis caused a wave of criticism towards U.S. regulators, specifically the CFTC, for not having imposed stricter rules in the crypto sector. The committee that oversees the CFTC recently questioned him about the purpose of the many meetings between the watchdog and some of FTX's staff, including its former CEO, SBF. The regulator was close to greenlighting the exchange's application to directly clear customer trades, but withdrew its intention after its filing for bankruptcy protection. As he shares here, there are elements of the application that I think have merit, but ultimately we didn't come up with a decision. We were actually not even close because there were more questions, he said. So there you have it. All I know is this: if Taylor Swift refused to accept FTX as an ambassador sponsor, why couldn't the SEC, Gary Gensler, the CFTC, Jerome Powell of the Fed, and all these regulators spot the corruption and shenanigans occurring within FTX? Probably because they were helping to protect the criminals behind it. And more than likely, SBF could have just been a puppet. You feel me? Just sharing the obvious. That's just my 2 Satoshis. But what are your thoughts surrounding who gets the green light in crypto? Which cryptocurrencies do you think will be deemed as commodities alongside Bitcoin? Let me know, and I'm going to read those out loud a little later during the live Q&A, which takes us to our next segment of the show. Let's discuss Willy Woo, one of my favorite on-chain analysts, and what's popping right now in crypto. Leading on-chain analyst Willy Woo expresses his confidence that the collapse of the FTX exchange won't dissuade traditional financial investors from putting their money in Bitcoin and other digital assets. He tells his 1 million Twitter followers that high net worth investors who don't face regulatory restrictions have spotted an entry opportunity, despite the popular opinion being that the collapse of FTX would set the crypto industry back many years. As Willy Woo shares here, after the FTX blowup, many think it set the industry back many years, but this is contrary to the conversations I have had. Traditional finance capital allocators are seeing an opportunity to come in now. They see Bitcoin and crypto is here to stay, and it's now been de-risked. Traditional finance in this instance means high net worth investors free from regulatory restrictions on the mainstream retail. This is where we are right now for the bulk of traditional financial capital. By the way, obviously a decent chunk of retail is already here. Bitcoin flipped the status quo. Now, on the price of Bitcoin, Willy Woo says the reason that the flagship crypto asset withstood the headwinds amid an adverse macroeconomic environment is that the long-term hodlers continue to accumulate. So shout out to all my long-term hodlers, as he points out here. If you are wondering why Bitcoin is holding up against so much deleveraging, it is the long-term hodlers, the risk athletes who ain't giving up their BTC. They are absorbing the sells, buying spot and adding to their stack. That's right, keep stacking them sats. Now, Wu uses the term Rick Astley's for referring to long-term hodlers who won't let go of their Bitcoin, a tongue-in-cheek reference to the pop stars one-hit wonder, never gonna give you up. So there you have it. What are your thoughts surrounding Willy Woo's on-chain analysis? Let me know in the comments right down below, which leads us to our final story of the day, the moment we have all been waiting for. Tim Draper, the billionaire venture capitalist, recently was interviewed by Anthony Pompliano and shared some very interesting facts, including El Salvador to turn from being one of the poorest nations in the world to becoming one of the wealthiest thanks to moving to a Bitcoin standard. Draper also is very optimistic for the price action of Bitcoin, still sticking by his $250,000, $250,000 Bitcoin price prediction within the next 6 months. So let's break this down, shall we? Here we go. In a new interview with popular crypto bull Anthony Pompliano, the billionaire Tim Draper predicts that the decision by El Salvador President Nayib Bukele to invest into the king crypto and make it a legal tender in the country will pay off over time. Quoting him here, there are only 1 or 2 countries in the world who have started to do that, and they are going to go from the poorest to probably some of the wealthiest countries in the world over the next 40 years because they have done it. El Salvador and the Central African Republic, and then Malta, of course, is going to benefit big. Switzerland is benefiting big because they are making Bitcoin a part of their economy. Now, Tim Draper, an early investor into Bitcoin, believes there will come a time where digital currencies are adopted on a massive scale and people will begin to use them to pay for life's basic necessities, essentially replacing fiat currencies. And he goes on to mention two areas that can give Bitcoin adoption a near-term boost. According to Draper, women are a largely untapped demographic for Bitcoin, but the rate at which they are accepting the king crypto is slowly rising. He also adds that more retailers will likely start using blockchain protocols for payments and transfers instead of traditional financial methods. Quoting him here, this is kind of an interesting statistic. Women control 80% of retail spending, and until recently, about 1 in 16 Bitcoin wallets was owned by a woman. Now it's more like 1 in 8. And at retail, when the retailer can easily accept Bitcoin, which they kind of now with Open Node, they're going to realize that they can bring another 2% right to their bottom line, and they're going to encourage their customers to buy with the king crypto. And the moment I can buy my food, my clothing, and my shelter all in Bitcoin, why do I need a political currency? Why would I want a fiat currency? Great questions. I would just hold on to Bitcoin. I would sell all of my fiat currency, and I think there will be a moment where there's kind of a run on fiat currency where it's like, we got to get out of this. I agree 100%, only a matter of time. And Draper recently predicted that Bitcoin will hit his price target of $250,000 per coin in 6 months, although many do not share that opinion. And to watch this video interview Draper did with Anthony Pompliano entitled Tim Draper on Elon, Tesla, and Bitcoin and the future of crypto, check the show notes below the video in the description. What are your thoughts surrounding his bullish price prediction of a $250,000 Bitcoin price tag potentially within the next 6 months in 2023? Let me know yay or nay in the comments right down below. And now let's dive into some live Q&A, one of my favorite segments of the live show. And I want to give a shout out to everyone participating in the live chat, as I greatly appreciate your continued support. So shout out to Sailing with Twins, shout out to Bitbud, Chris Minga, we got Jeff, we got Nathan Roth, we got Rudy, we got Tough Cookie. Good to see you all. Chuck Strickland, always a pleasure. Frankie V in the building. Good to see you, broski. Mikey likes it. Was good. Dragon Flower. I love it. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the support from everyone. Wish everyone here health and happiness and financial freedom. Facts. Cheers to all. Chris says FTT is likely trading up 20% because of its pegged to Bitcoin, which is up in very low supply and circulation. Yeah, isn't it mind-boggling? How is it even staying where it's at, though, at the same time? Like, wouldn't you think, being it's a Ponzi coin, like BitConnect was a Ponzi coin, you'd think it would crash to zero. But the fact that it's been holding above $1 is surprising to me when we all know in the industry that it is a scam. I mean, who's holding FTT besides FTX, bankman-fried, and all the people he scammed with his fake token? You know what I mean? So it's very interesting, but we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll see how all of this obviously plays out. Chris says there will be no liquidity for FTT profits. Price doesn't matter. Exactly. The price doesn't matter if you can't cash out, right? Bitbud calling for 15,000. I feel it. I mean, I don't think things are going to get any better anytime soon as we're still in this crypto winter. Sailing says always bullish, but if it drops, I'll be stacking more sat. Exactly. Always bullish, but if it drops, seize the moment, take advantage of it. Bitbuzz says, I mentioned putting your crypto into USDC 13 months ago. In fact, you did. So that was at the height of the crypto market. So much respect and shout out to Bitbud, because you could have repurchased that Bitcoin back if you were willing to take that risk. Dragon says Tether always has some kind of FUD, but it always survives. Isn't that interesting? It is mysterious. There's always FUD surrounding it, but it is still surviving. But who knows how long it will survive? That's the question. Michael Volkman says, JV, I have not used a stablecoin yet. I am trying to decide which one to use. Well, hopefully, I guess the top two, as we already are, the top three is going to be USDT, USDC, and BUSD. BUSD being the Binance stablecoin, USDC being the Coinbase stablecoin, and USDT being the most long-lived stablecoin in crypto, which has the most FUD. So choose accordingly. And there's others out there, but you know, I don't know how much you would trust any of these stablecoins temporarily. Trust them, maybe, just like I temporarily trust an exchange. But for the long haul, I'm not going to be holding a stable coin for years and hodling it, because there's a million things that can go wrong, like we saw with the not so stable coin from Terra/Luna. Yeah, you feel me? Chill says USDC. Okay, that's what's up. Frankie says Tether is going to zero. Facts. There are a lot of insiders calling for that. So it'll be interesting to see how Tether plays out. Dragon says no reason to hold stables unless you do swaps, indexes. All right, decentralized exchanges. Dragon says I've only used USDC. Okay. Nathan says useless. DC, DT. Jeff says I need more info on those. Okay, Dragon says can't hold fiat in wallets and dexes that I use, but you can swap USDC for crypto. I think a big factor and a big reason a lot of people even use stable coins is because they don't want to convert their Bitcoin or altcoins into fiat, because once you do, it becomes a taxable event. And it just sends alarms to, regulators, and then you have to be responsible for taking advantage of those liabilities. So if you can keep it in crypto and it doesn't become a taxable event, well, you have more trading leverage. So there are pros and cons, obviously, to keeping your crypto in crypto versus converting it to dollars and it becoming a taxable event. So do keep that in mind. Mikey Likes It says Michael Jordan to crypto. More like the Michael Myers. I know. Jordan must be pissed to hear that. If I was Michael Jordan and I hear some scam artist being referred to as the Michael Jordan of crypto, I'd be like, come on, guys, what are we doing? Sailing with Twin says my money doesn't stay long in a stable coin. I am a child in a candy store. God must buy syndrome. Okay, God must buy syndrome. I got it. I understand. Frank says, yeah, Chuck, run on Stellar. Referring to Stellar Lumens. I believe that was the original fork of XRP. Hey, Frankie V, when we getting a verdict on XRP? Anytime soon, you think? Regulators will deem it maybe a bridge currency, potentially a commodity, hopefully not a security, but let me know in the comments below. Sailing with Twin says, just bought a big house and sold my yacht. Well, congratulations on the new crib, fam. But you're throwing up, so I guess you didn't want to get rid of that yacht. Buying, sir, went well. Client's not sure yet. Not even Bitcoin is classified as a currency in the US. Facts. Well, yeah, it just seems it has the green light, but nothing is official. Everything is a gray area. It seems they don't want nothing black and white, because if you keep investors uncertain, especially the retail investors, you can pump that fear and uncertainty into the market, more FUD, and cause price manipulation, more selling. You just had Jim Cramer come out there and he said Ethereum, XRP, and some other crypto are all cons. And when you have the mainstream telling you to sell your crypto, you should probably be stacking. That's all I got to say. You feel me? Chuck says Taylor is no dummy when it comes to business. I see that. So shout out to Taylor Swift for turning down $100 million ambassador contract with FTX. I mean, not many celebrity influencers would be willing to do that. They would all just take the money, like we saw with Kim Kardashian and Mayweather with Ethereum Max. And guess what? They're no longer pursuing the charges, the SEC. They're letting them go. So it was all just smoke and mirrors, at the end of the day. Meanwhile, Kevin O'Leary admitted to taking $15 million from FTX to be an ambassador, and he invested all of that into crypto on the exchange. And he said when the exchange went under and filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, he's like, I lost all my crypto. I'm going after them. I want my money back. Well, dog, you were playing with the house money. So what's the big deal? You receive $15 million. You lose approximately $10 million of it by keeping it in his now defunct exchange. And you still received more money than you lost, and now you want to play the victim on the mainstream media? I find it hilarious, to say the least. Meanwhile, retail investors really lost their money. Over 1 million retail investors lost upwards of billions of dollars, and the SEC protected nobody. Gensler protected nobody. You feel me? They'd rather protect Floyd Mayweather and Kim Kardashian. So that's why I say it's a clown world out here, folks. Be careful. Rudy says Rick Astley loves Bitcoin. Absolutely. Where my Rick Astley's at, my long-term hodlers, make some noise. Smash that like button. I appreciate that, Jeff. The greatest compliment you can do here in the show is smash the like button as if it's Sam Bankman-Fried's face. Turn on all notifications and just make sure you're subscribed and drop comments as often as you can, as it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. Chill says, anyone see the most recent interview with SBF and CoffeeZilla? I have. I've been watching them all. CoffeeZilla definitely nailed it with that one. The way he dodged questions is ridiculous. How hell this guy is not in prison? Great question. I think it is going to be a pumpy weekend, says Tough Cookie. Dragonflower says the degens, again, are degens. People still want to trade Luna. Facts. It is what it is. Why is Bankman still alive? Somebody asked. Great question. Nate says, want a high risk, high reward Bitcoin miner play? CORZ. I never heard of that, so just stating that, just reading the comment out loud. Thank you for sharing. BitBud says $15,000 by the end of 2022 with his prediction. Let me know if you agree or disagree with BitBud that the Bitcoin price will likely see a lower low of around $15,000 to close out this year of 2022, this massively bearish winter, I should say. Chris says the best stablecoin is USD. Well, yeah. Teddy says, hi from London. Hi from London, fam. I haven't been to London in many years, so shout out to London and to Teddy. Let's grab a dose of hopium. Always taking hits from that hopium bong. You know how we do. Only trust Satoshi. Facts. I agree with you, dog. I appreciate you sharing that. Quoting Satoshi Nakamoto, I am sure that in 20 years, there will either be very large transaction volume or no volume. Facts. Prospect says women aren't taking Bitcoin to 200,000 in 2023. Love Draper, but he's wild. Census crypto and crypto conversion is actually taxable in USA. Well, interesting. Sean says it is still a taxable event if you swap Bitcoin for USDC. I did not know that. You learn something new every day. If that is fact, let me know. I thought if you keep it in crypto, in the crypto ecosystem, and don't convert it over to fiat currency, that it was safe from being taxable. But I am not an accountant, I am not a CPA, and I don't give tax advice, so find out from your accountant. Gotta put a disclaimer in there. Don't like Kevin, the Muppet Man, says Paul. I feel you. I don't trust Mr. O'Leary whatsoever. I can never look at him the same after him saying, after FTX collapses and Bankman-Fried makes away with tens of billions of dollars in customer funds, he doesn't have an evil bone in his body. And when asked, would you do business with him again? Yes, absolutely. I mean, the guy is a joke. He's protecting him because of the millions of dollars he received from him. He's not even a true Bitcoin investor. You remember back in 2017? How many of you remember, by a show of hands? Let me know in the comments. Kevin O'Leary was anti-crypto. He says he was against it. Regulators would never allow it. Then what happens? He receives a $15 million ambassador deal. He becomes pro-crypto and becomes the crypto guy on the mainstream. Laughable. Freaking joke. At this point, everyone left is unlikely a long-term hodler. Great point, Chris. Protecting Sam, 100% Thomas. I feel with you on that one. Nate says Will Smith, and now SBF. Smackdown, boys. Yeah, give it the smackdown right now. Mark says, I will be in London in January. Are there any meetups there? Andrew says, I just finished a uni paper on the crypto markets. Orange pills for whoever marks it. That's what's up. They'll all be after SBF, just a matter of time. I agree, 100%. They're going after this guy. Too many people got hurt, but the fact he gets the special treatment from Maxine Waters, and like you can tell he's getting a different treatment than Suzu got, or the Terra founder Do Kwon. They want to lock these guys up immediately. They don't even press charges against Bankman-Fried. This is going to be long and drawn out. This could go on for many years, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I just pray that as many investors get their money back as possible. BitBuzz says 15 million to be the speaker for FTX. Not too shabby. How many of you right now would have took that $15 million? I mean, I'm not going to lie. If they came to me a year ago before I knew about all their shenanigans and they said, hey, we'll give you 15 mil JV for you to be an ambassador, I'd be like, holy moly, I made it. You know what I mean? Like, this is too good to be true. But knowing what I know now, yeah, you can never take that money. It's like selling your soul, fam. You can't do it. They will drop it. It's all for show. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Mark. It's all a big stage at the end of the day. Shakespeare said it best. The world is a stage. Chill says, someone please find out if swapping into USDC is an actual taxable event in the United States, please. If so, just swap into BTC. And BitBud says, Mr. Wonderful did. That's right. And he's not so wonderful now, is he? That is true, JV, says Jeff. Well, all right, now let's wrap up with the big finish. Here's a recap of what I covered with you here. In today's show, we discuss Bitcoin price target stretching to $19,000 as Bitcoin price jumps 4% from the daily lows, bringing us back above the $17,000 mark. We also discuss Coinbase taking shots at Tether USDT, encouraging their users to switch to USDC. We also discuss the FTX drama ongoing as Bankman Bankman-Fried and Suzu trade blows over alleged media control. And we also discuss that most of crypto should be regulated as securities following the FTX crash, says the ICE CEO. We also discussed the latest from on-chain analyst Willy Woo, and I shared with you the one catalyst that will draw high net worth investors into the crypto sector. We also discussed the billionaire venture capitalist Tim Draper and his $1 million, not $1 million, but $250,000 price prediction, as well as his prediction that Bitcoin will make El Salvador turn from one of the poorest into one of the richest nations on earth. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments below.